What if I told you that right now, millions of people are quietly preparing to leave their homes, maybe forever? Not because they want to, but because in 2025, nature, war, and money might all team up to create one of the largest migrations in human history. And here's the twist. It's not just happening in faraway countries. The ripple effects, they could touch you, no matter where you live. So, let's break it down. Segment 1, Climate Migration, when nature pushes people out. First up, the climate. Every single day, somewhere in the world, someone loses their home to rising seas, droughts, or floods. Here's a shocking fact. According to the UN, over 20 million people a year are already displaced by climate disasters. That's more than those fleeing war. But 2025 is shaping up differently. El Niño, a climate cycle that changes global weather patterns, will keep pushing extreme events. Think stronger heat waves in Asia, drought in Africa, unpredictable storms in South America. And when the land stops giving food, people move. Take Bangladesh. Over 30 million people there live less than 1 meter above sea level. Imagine New York City underwater. That's what rising seas threaten for Bangladesh. Now multiply that across coastal India, Vietnam, and Pacific Islands. And here's the kicker. By 2050, some scientists predict 143 million climate refugees in just 3 regions: Sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, and Latin America. Are the early cracks? We're already seeing them now. 2025 could be the tipping point. Segment 2, War and Conflict, human borders on fire. But climate isn't the only trigger. War moves people faster than anything else. Right now, more than 110 million people worldwide are displaced because of conflict. Record-breaking numbers. Ukraine, Gaza, Sudan, Myanmar. And let's zoom in on one strange fact. Half of all refugees worldwide come from just 3 countries: Syria, Afghanistan, and Ukraine. In 2025, these hotspots don't look like they're cooling down. In fact, new fault lines are forming. Tensions between China and Taiwan that could displace millions across Asia. The Sahel region of Africa is becoming the world's fastest growing conflict zone, fueled by terrorism, poverty, and desertification. And then there's Europe. For the first time in decades, Europeans themselves are experiencing long-term refugee crises, something they once thought happened only elsewhere. Wars end, but the scars of migration last generations. Just ask the descendants of families displaced in World War II. Segment 3, Economics, when dreams drive movement. Here's where things get interesting. Not all migration is about survival. Some of it is about opportunity. Did you know that remittances, money sent back home by migrants, are worth more than all foreign aid combined? In 2023, migrants sent nearly $860 billion back to their families. That's almost the size of Switzerland's entire economy. That money feeds children, builds homes, and pays for education. It's one of the world's largest hidden economic engines. So in 2025, as economies wobble, inflation bites, and jobs shift, we're likely to see new waves of economic migrants. From rural villages in Africa to overcrowded cities in South America. People will keep moving, chasing opportunity. And sometimes economics and climate overlap. Take Central America. Drought has ruined crops, while gangs make daily life unsafe. Families migrate north, not just for jobs, but for survival. Here's the weird fact. By 2100, Nigeria is projected to have more people than China. Imagine the sheer migration pressure when a country already struggling with resources suddenly doubles in population. That's not a future problem, it's already starting. Segment 4. The strange side of migration, nature, geography, and culture. Now, let's sprinkle in some facts that sound almost unbelievable. Did you know the Sahara Desert is expanding southward by 30 miles every year? That's like losing an entire city to sand annually. Villages just disappear. Jakarta, Indonesia's capital, is sinking so fast that the government is literally building a brand new capital city called Nusantara on a different island. Millions will have to move. In the Arctic, melting ice isn't just about polar bears. It's opening up shipping routes that could make northern towns boom, while southern coastal cities drown. Migration doesn't just move people, it moves culture. Think about food. Pizza crossed the Atlantic with Italian migrants. Tacos became a global icon because of Mexican migration. Even jazz music grew out of the movement of African people. So here's the twist. While migration feels like chaos, it's also the secret ingredient behind some of the world's greatest inventions, flavors, and traditions. Segment 5. Why 2025 matters specifically. So why 2025? Because we're at the overlap of 3 dangerous cycles. Climate extremes getting sharper. Wars dragging on, with no quick resolution. Economic uncertainty across multiple regions. Put together, it's like 3 tectonic plates grinding against each other. Eventually, something's got to move. And that something is people. Here's the real truth. Migration isn't new. Humans have always moved across deserts, over oceans, through mountains. It's in our DNA. Without migration, you wouldn't even exist. But what makes now different is the scale, the speed, and the reasons colliding all at once. 2025 could mark the beginning of a century defined not just by technology or politics, but by where people choose or are forced to live. So let me ask you this. If you had to leave your home tomorrow, where would you go? And more importantly, what would you take with you? Think about it, because in a world on the move, your answer might matter sooner than you think. If this opened your eyes, share it with someone who still thinks migration is just a problem for other countries. And hit that subscribe button, because in the next video, we're diving into the countries most likely to vanish off the map in your lifetime.